I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATL, I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spotlight Over the City. I'm your host, Stan Long, along with the lovely Terry T-Bomb Long. And, of course, you know I got the one and only lyric rock star,
it's
Hawkins.
Rockstar,
give it up,
baby.
give it up,
Yeah.
give it up, give it up, give it up. Welcome to Spotlight Over the City. We have a wonderful, wonderful show. But before we get into it, thank you, WLVS, all the listeners, Philly, Chicago, North Carolina, Florida, everybody who's tuned in. Thank you guys for listening.
In Shanghai,
and
one of my
city.
co-workers is in Shanghai and logging in.
Cool.
Hey,
in
Shanghai.
Shout out to the whole gang.
That's
We
right.
across the waters.
International lover.
I love it. Thank you guys on social media for tuning in. Thank you guys on Facebook. Thank you, Listen Vision family. Let's get to it. Let's get into it. Today we have a wonderful show, but happy birthday, Prince.
Yeah.
Prince turned 60 years old today. He would have been 60 years old.
I was
today.
gonna say, isn't he dead?
Yeah, he passed away,
Can't
but
take it.
but
There go Justin.
yeah, we ready to start some trouble, man. We got our guest Justin in the building.
We're gonna start this thing
AKA
off
producer
right.
Stewart. You already know we got a lit
Justin's in
show.
the house tonight. We're gonna start this thing off right.
Is that Miss Sharece?
Cause Justin's in the house tonight.
Yeah. So they starting trouble already. Of course, you already know we got a lit show, Spotlight Over the City. So we're gonna get right into some Spotlight news. Kevin Durant. I had to set the clip on this. Check out my man Kevin Durant.
KD, baby.
KD is helping 4 young ladies, actually 4 people. They showed. Let me go to the clip. We'll be right back. Spotlight.
Dear Jocelyn,
Dear Desmond,
Congratulations.
congratulations on your admission to University of California, Riverside.
As part of the Highlander family, you will receive a world-class education. With your acceptance to Loyola, you become a part of a vibrant, thriving, and entrepreneurial community.
I very much look forward to you joining the Menlo community, and go Oaks.
For these high school seniors, members of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Peninsula in Redwood, California, getting into college is a monumental achievement after childhoods of challenge and hardship.
It is an absolute dream come true. I used to think that I can only do it through sports, and then I found my true passion of public service and politics.
Has anyone in your family ever gone to college before?
No, I'm a first year. It's amazing. I'm going to an actual college.
I grew up in a similar situation. There are 4 kids that have been through so much already in their short lives, and to be able to get up the next day and keep pushing, keep trucking, I was very proud just to get to meet them.
The Warriors' Kevin Durant has been their champion, donating a basketball court, interviewing them for the club's Youth of the Year.
Appreciate it, man.
He's heard their life stories and reached out to support their ambitions. What's it like when he comes into your world and says, I want to help you?
Your world flips. That's what happens. And I feel like my future just got a whole lot brighter.
And I was like, wow, like I can't believe I impressed the MVP.
As it did for Durant years ago, the Boys and Girls Clubs offer safety and stability at a time of uncertainty for these young people.
They connected with me so much because just living in unstable households and moving around so many different places and not having someone I can lean on for stuff, and then going to the rec center and seeing mentors that help me and support me emotionally, I thought that was huge.
I didn't think I had a home. And yet the Boys and Girls Club felt more like home than anywhere else.
You have spoken about being this close.
Welcome back to Spotlight Over the City. So the homie KD is doing that, and I think that's big. He does a lot locally, as we all know. If you're from the DMV, you know that he does a lot for the local communities, not just Sea Pleasant, but just the DMV in general. But I definitely thank him for reaching out. He's a mentor, actually, for some a Boys and Girls Club. And those 4, he paying for their first year tuition in college. right?
big.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool for Katie to do that. These are just some
big.
kids that he's mentoring. They're not from the DMV. They're not the local Joes, but he's still reaching out in the community in which he lives.
Yep.
So shout out to you, KD, for that. We appreciate
that's
you, my
major.
Shout
brother,
out.
I
for
just
being
saw
the
his
person
mom.
that you are. And shout out Wanda, too. Yeah,
I just
shout
saw
out
his
to Wanda.
mom
She's
the other day, and she doing major things too.
For
locally, so.
sure.
Ain't she though?
Yeah, Wanda's a definite man. That's a
Mama
product.
Durant.
He got good. He got good. What they call it? Good genes.
Well,
He
I
got
always
good-
run
good
into her
genes.
over there at the crab place. We picking up crabs. At
I
the
know,
same
Wanda.
time.
One more time, we gonna come
Yes.
over y'all house and eat some crabs, Wanda. So on to Colin Kaepernick. I love it. You know I'm a Colin Kaepernick fan, in case you didn't know. So Colin Kaepernick is now serving Trump a subpoena. His legal team is serving Trump a subpoena for being involved with the collusion, so to speak, allegedly collusion case against the NFL. So, of course, last year he filed a grievance against the NFL, in case you guys have been under a rock. And now he's really going after this thing. Like, they're really trying to get to the bottom of it, because in my opinion, I believe that they definitely have blackballed this young man out of the league. It's almost without, you don't need evidence. It's just pretty obvious, basically. So he's saying that Trump is one of the people who has influenced the owners.
Wow.
Because he got involved with the owners and saying, tell them this, tell them that, and the owners are basically subject to it because it's politics.
Yep.
So the owners are saying, wow, maybe we should listen to this fella, and they're doing just what he wants them to do. So keep fighting, Colin Kaepernick. You already know we rocking. Spotlight. Okay. The big homie Jay Prince.
He was in town last week.
Man.
He
You
was
see
in town
this fella
last
right
week.
here? Let me just say this.
He was
on Fox.
Yeah, I knew he was in town last
Hey,
week.
listen, man. This dude right here, I gotta get him on Spotlight. When I say I love me some Jay Prince,
We gotta
Jay
get him on
Prince is
Spotlight.
not just a music mongrel. He's not just a rapper lot CEO. Don't get that twisted. First of all, he's he owns a bunch of stuff, and he's influenced major mongols. Pretty much everybody who's what they consider a mongol in the industry has had a Jay Prince blueprint, and that's a fact. So I don't know how many people will admit it, but that's really a fact. And then if you want your chain back, or if you don't want to get touched up, or you don't want nobody to kidnap you or nothing like that, you might want to get with Jay Prince and check in because Jay Prince will make you get it handled ASAP. You dig? I remember one time he left a watch, a $75,000 watch on the belt at the hotel. At the airport. That watch returned before the day was over. It just mysteriously showed up, and he had his watch back. That don't happen to
But
many people.
he jumped in that Drake and Pusha T thing too.
Well, Drake, okay, well, that's where we're going with this. Drake is actually not signed to him, but Drake's, Jay Prince's son is the person who took Drake to Lil Wayne to get him signed. So they have invested interest in Drake. And so he's saying that I think that this is a bad deal to respond. In my opinion, no disrespect to Jay Prince, because that's the homie, but in my opinion, he kind of saved Drake from getting that butt chewed up a little bit, because Pusha T is not nothing to play games with. And I think everybody who know lyrics know that. And so I don't know that Drake had bit off a little more than he could chew. So what do you guys think? So in my opinion, I think that Jay Prince, for the investor interest, did the smart thing. And I don't know that he even had a rap written, so to speak, to respond. They said he had something written.
They said he had something written
that was
and
going
it would have
to
kind
end Kanye's career.
Yeah.
So what could he say, you guys, audience? What could he say? What could Drake say to end Kanye West's career in a lyric? What could he put in a song that would end his career? What does he know?
Sexual.
You think it was sexual?
Man on man.
You think it was that
situations?
Put him out there.
Hey, shout out producer Stewart in the building. Oh, let's get ready to be lit today. You hear me? Our show get ready to be so lit. Y'all hold tight. So basically, he said stop. And when Jay Prince said stop, everybody pretty much stops. So he said, cut the foolishness. You hurting the brand. It's not worth it. You winning. He's not. So we don't need to do that. We don't need to play that type of game. And then instantly, it was no rebut. So at the end of the day, do you think Drake should respond?
I think Drake should just take the high road.
Drake's scared too, man.
Well, do you?
Everybody's scared of Jay Prince.
Well, Drake is a part of that camp. He's like a.
He ain't going against him though.
Well, no, what he's saying. That's why he called. He called Drake to say, Drake,
don't do it.
it's a bad investment. Like, this is not good for the investment. It's not good for the brand, so to speak.
Just
makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought it made sense.
take the high road.
Take the high road. I need y'all to weigh in on a little bit on these. On the
Cheryl
news.
said
Tell
Drake
me
would
what's going
crush
on a little
him.
bit. Huh?
Lyrically, Drake would crush him.
Somebody say lyric again.
I don't think that's real.
Well, honey, I asked you.
You said Drake would crush. Drake would crush
Pusha
him.
T. Not fighting. I'm talking
No,
about
we're
lyrically.
not talking about fighting. We're
Right,
talking about
lyric.
music.
Right, music. Lyrically. So are you? This is Cheryl Nichols Neverson. Dr. Neverson says Drake would crush him, and she's meaning lyrically. And I asked you. I said, well, if you the owner of a record label and you got to sign one of them, who you gonna pick? You said Drake.
I'm gonna sign Drake because Drake know how to put songs
He's
together,
more marketable
and stuff like that. He's more of a brand.
More.
That doesn't have anything to do with lyrics. If you tell me to put my money on Drake or Pusha T, my money on Pusha T for the lyrics every day of the week, because I already know.
Is that what it is?
I already know what it is.
Okay, well, you take Pusha T. I'm taking Drake.
So at the end of the day,
for the win. That's right.
Who you got? Who you
That's
got?
right.
You take Pusha T or you took Drake?
We're taking Drake
Okay.
for the win.
So who you got? Drake? Who y'all got? Drake or Pusha T? Who got who? Now that's the part I gotta work on with him. I gotta call him and tell him about the play.
Right.
Pusha T, you gotta cut the braids. You gotta get rid of the braids. So y'all all going with Drake. Okay.
Drake.
So everybody say Drake.
Shout out to Cartier Williams on the
So
line.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If I was Pusha T, just because the big homie said Drake got a muzzle over his mouth, I'll step on the gas and put something on him right now. I'll come out with another song next Tuesday. And I blast. I give Drake the business. You hear me? Because he can't talk back. You got a muzzle on your mouth. So now guess what? I'm gonna bury you.
But then Jay
I'll
Prince
bury
might
you.
go to him.
Yeah, it might be a problem.
Yeah, it might be
Don't
a problem.
listen to me, Pusha T, because he's gonna show up at your house, not my house. So yeah.
Right, you're gonna be down in the VA.
We not doing. Trump uninvited the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's so petty.
Trump says, you know what? I changed my mind. I was going
Hashtag petty ass.
damn the Eagles. That's what he said. You know what? I'm not letting not one Eagle come to this. So let me ask y'all something. Why do you think that happened?
Because only 5 was going to show up.
Yeah.
And Trump is about numbers, just like the inauguration. He tried to make it seem like it was more people there, and it was not. So he can't have just 5 players show up when there's a team of people.
Oh, so you saying that the whole team wasn't with it?
Right.
So then he said, well, if all y'all not with it, then the hell with it.
It's 0 or all.
All or nothing.
Because you're not going to make my numbers look bad.
That man gangster, you hear me?
Yeah.
What Trump say? All or nothing. If all y'all can't get on that plane and come to the White House, I ain't inviting nobody.
I told y'all he running the White House like Death Row.
Suge Knight, he's Suge Knight of the USA.
He's the Suge Knight of the White House.
Man,
for
Trump
sure.
Suge Knight. You hear me? I promise you,
Suge
he's Suge Knight.
Knight.
They be like, nah, we ain't say nothing, Mr. President. You better know it.
Man.
So anyway, on to Birdman. Show this picture of Birdman.
Oh, let me do it. Let me do it.
What happened to that boy? What happened to that boy? She was clapping, so I put a clapping to that boy.
Oh,
So
you
y'all-
know the word?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, shucks.
Guess who say that right there? Pusha T. Pusha T. That's Pusha T. What happened to that boy? That's who that is. So guess what? Lyrics. So guess what? Birdman say, you know what? I ain't gonna have Jay Prince running up on my door. I'm not gonna have no more of this buffoonery going back and forth with Lil Wayne. Well, he didn't say it. Universal said it. He said he owed Lil Wayne $10 million. And that was for that was for the Carter 5. So basically what happened was he said, I give you $8 million up front and $2 million on the back end for the Carter 5, right? That was the deal. So Lil Wayne was great release it. He didn't get no damn money. So he got in his feelings and said, where's my money for the records? And then so basically Baby had bought Bentleys and stuff for what's it called? What's the girl?
Tony Braxton.
For Tony Braxton and all them. So he ain't really had the
I ain't
money.
mad at
And
Tony.
so he was stunting like his dad. He
You
was
like them
stunting.
together?
What?
You said you ain't mad at Tony. You like them
I ain't
together?
mad at her getting her Bentleys and things.
Oh, so would you date Birdman?
No.
Would
She's
you date
saying,
Birdman?
she's saying that because
Hell
he's
no.
sitting there.
Yeah, she probably would.
She's saying
would you
that 'cause
date Birdman? I'm talking to you, Lyric.
It ain't enough money. No.
I'm asking you, Lyric.
Yeah,
You would?
yeah.
You'll let him hit.
Lyric say yes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
What that
so
1099 looking like? That
at the
profit
end of the
loss
day,
statement.
Birdman decided Universal's gonna pay the $10 million, and they's gonna pay over $10 million, and they settled that in March. March 23rd, the verdict came out.
I can't
and
wait
they withdrew.
for
they
the
withdrew.
Carter 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. So they said, okay, we'll cancel the lawsuit, and we'll withdraw the lawsuit, and Universal's gonna cover the cost.
Okay.
So still, Birdman didn't pay the ticket. Universal paid the ticket, but Wayne got the bread. So that's the bad. He got his
Do you
money.
think the album is like not relevant right now because he already recorded it a while ago, right?
And one
You
thing
need to
about
freshen
music,
it up.
if you make good music, it's timeless.
I don't know.
One thing about good music is timeless. Quiet on the set, please. Quiet on the set. So anyway, yeah. So now Throwback Thursdays. We got two guests. So we gotta get to it. Throwback Thursdays. 11 years ago today, UGK released International Players Anthem featuring Outkast. What y'all know about
How'd
that?
that go?
I choose you, babe. Yeah.
I don't know that
oh, you ain't never heard that?
Wait,
I choose
you in the wrong tune.
babe.
That's why I didn't know because you in the wrong tune. No, it's you gotta go up.
We'll do
octave.
it. Go up then.
Oh, it's that.
Do it from the stomach. One more time. Okay. Do it from the stomach. Do it. Take it from the top. One more time.
Not for free. No.
So anyway, that was 11 years ago. I didn't even think it was 11 years ago, and actually, I thought that was Outkast song, but it was actually UGK featuring Outkast. So that was 11 years ago.
Okay,
Throwback Thursday. Last one. Today, we have a celebrity shining star. A lot of people not going to agree with this, and I'll tell you why I do. I said Kim K was today's shining star because she got Alice Marie Johnson out of prison, and she was doing a life sentence. A non-violent offender was doing a life sentence for drugs and embezzlement, right? So you shouldn't get a life sentence for that right there. So at the end of the day, this was a first-time offender. She had never been arrested in her life, and she has served, I think, 20-something years already on that sentence. And so Kim K, whatever the motives, whatever Donald Trump's motive, whatever, he pardoned this young lady, and she's free. So shout out to that situation for Kim K.
Yes.
Kim K, I don't know how you did it. Everybody doesn't have a celebrity tag to their name to get them out of prison, but it's a lot of falsely accused, and it's a lot of people doing time for light
no
things,
reason at all.
and they got a
They
lot of
still on
time
there
because
for
they didn't have a
weed.
lawyer and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So please let's rally for prison reform. Let's keep rallying
Let's
for
get
that
it.
prison reform and set
Yes.
some people free so they can come home to their families and get
Set
back
them
acclimated to the
free.
community. So
Well,
anyway,
well, before we move on, there's something really important. Do you know what today is? Stan Long?
yeah, Thursday.
No.
It's
Do you know what today really is?
anniversary.
What's the day, baby?
It's not our anniversary. However, today is June 7th, right?
Right.
So it's exactly 11 months since we did get married. We got married on 7/7/17. So we only have one more month to
7/17.
go for our 1-year anniversary.
I knew
Are
it
you
had
serious
something to
right
do
now?
with that.
Okay,
Yes.
babe. Okay, so yeah, happy anniversary, babe. So yeah,
I said today is our 11 month anniversary.
It is
Yes.
11 whole
It's
months.
getting
11
close.
whole months.
Well, baby, let's talk when it's a year. Like 1 year. I thought that's the anniversary.
That's next month.
Annual.
Okay, moving
She giving
on.
you
Okay.
time to remember.
Love you though. So I'm gonna be ready, babe. I'm gonna be
She giving
prepared.
you time
That's
to
my
remember.
warning, y'all. You gave me a warning shot.
That's what that
I'm gonna be
was.
prepared for. What you think? So right now we gotta go to a commercial, and we'll be right back with our next guest. You want to introduce our next guest?
Yes.
Oh, well, it is the lovely Commissioner Sharece Crawford in the building today. Yes, give it up.
So right after we come back from this
yes.
commercial, she'll be at a +1. We'll be right back. Spotlight over the city.
Spotlight.
Baby.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATL DMV. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstar. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. I keep modeling, baby. ATL DMV. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
We are back with our plus one, and we have the lovely Commissioner Sharece Crawford in the building.
Give it up, give it up, give
Yes! Give it up.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, welcome. Thank you
you
for
for coming in.
coming. Lyric and I were talking before you sat down. We said, so, Commissioner, what does that mean?
So it's advisory. It's the official title is called Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner.
Okay.
Some refer to our office as the ANC or the Office of Advisory Neighborhood Commission, and is essentially set up to advise both district government agencies, the mayor's office, and the federal government on issues impacting local community affairs. And so I represent about 2,000 constituencies right now. And we take those issues to the agencies. You know, something as simple as, trying to get parking or streets repaved.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up to, changing policies in education and reforming in public safety. And so you name it, we are the advisors in what's happening in our immediate communities. Sort of like maybe it went up from a nosy neighbor to an elected official. you know that person that was like, that person that was always on the block captain, the neighborhood block captain's like,
that was you.
I was the nosy block captain turned into someone that they voted into office.
Yes,
so you was like Rona Barrett. You was like the Rona Barrett.
I was like, no, this isn't right. That's not right. That needs to be fixed. Fix that, or where's the trash can? Like I was just, I was concerned about those things, and so it's taking you to policy where you see those decisions actually being made, and now working to bring those decisions and educating our constituencies on how those decisions impact their day-to-day lives and how do they materialize what comes out of city council, what comes out of the mayor's office. And so that's a big part of the work that we do.
I love it. So you I heard that you were a part of establishing the African American Museum, right?
Yes, actually, matter of fact, I'm
you
supposed to be there right now.
Yeah. Hey, give it up.
Listen,
give it up,
I will not say me and Oprah.
You and Oprah.
Let's be clear, because Oprah is here right now.
And Oprah, they opened up the African American Museum.
Listen, Oprah is right now in town having a very big event that I'm supposed to be sitting at right this moment, and so I'm here with you guys and going to be running down there with them shortly.
Wait a minute, you mean to tell me you didn't duck that on Oprah?
Oh no! I totally didn't duck her. I'm on the way, Oprah. I promise you. Okay, so stay there.
Oprah, she coming. She had to do the spotlight thing first, though. You
make sure that she saved me a seat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, slide over.
So I got into the museum before when it was right after the groundbreaking in 2012. It was just dirt.
Right.
And so I've seen the power of starting from nothing and not really fully having the vision all the way through, but just some very talented people with some very, amazing skill sets that brought this to fruition. And so I am honored to have been a part of that, to have seen that. And so in my mind, you can go from dirt in any area of your life, from wherever you are in your life, and you can create something that's going to live on beyond you. And I think that's a big part of where, my role now, not just as a commissioner, but in policy. A lot of people that are my age and a lot of people that grew up where I grew up in DC, they're not, they're like, wow, like you're really actually making a difference. And that wasn't the norm for us.
Right.
It was people that didn't come from here that were dictating things versus people who they've seen me grow up to come back to say, well, what do you think we need and how can we make our communities better? And so, yes, it's an honor to be a part of the founding an establishment of the museum. My director, Lonnie Bunch, he sent me an email. He says, keep fighting the power. And I got the email and I was like, should I post it? Should I share it? No, don't share it. No, but I was excited because, he understands, if anybody understands fighting the power, it's Lonnie Bunch.
It's him.
He had gone through 10 years of protests before there was ever a black museum where people did not see the value in telling an African American story.
Wow.
And even still to this day, there are people who still resist that reality. And so I want to say thank you, Lonnie, for staying the course. We appreciate you. We love you. I think he and Oprah were on a show together not too long ago.
Well, we want to say thank you, though.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't
Happy to
undermine
be
yourself
here.
because you, that's very instrumental. And we definitely appreciate. We need more of this.
We do. We need more of
You know
this.
what? So the commissioner is like the people's champ.
You know
Yeah,
what?
something like that.
Yeah.
The people's champ.
I will take the hashtag the people's champ.
The
I'll
people's
take
champ.
that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
You
Because
know?
you're for the
Yeah.
people.
And so
And
that's what we say we are.
Yeah,
So this,
the
It's
people's champ.
it's
How long you
intense.
that one?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that because prior to me coming on board, you know, people always wonder what exactly do you do. Like there's several ANCs around the city, and a lot of people were not really accustomed to seeing them kind of social media wide. Right. So I found a way to use social media to tell a story to help keep people, those that
Absolutely.
wanted to
That's
be
what it's-
engaged. And so now we're taking it to another level with the state committee.
I love it. I love it. Tell everyone, tell us some things that is up next on your agenda for the community.
Most important, one of the things that's happening now is a comprehensive plan. That's very important for anybody that lives in this city or whatever city you live in, is identifying who's making those decisions that's impacting 10, 20 years out. You know, the development that we see now was a product, and what's happening now was a product of someone deciding 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And right now the comprehensive plan is open, and we've been able to make modifications to that, and we're working on finalizing our resolution to submit that to the Office of Planning and Office of Council to be a part of that. And that's another reason why we're doing the state committee, which is an elected office. We're on the ballot right now. As a matter of fact, the polls are open across the city at Judiciary Square. This is for early voting, and election day is actually June 19th, where we're going to be focusing on accountability over council policies, where making sure they're being implemented, bills that have been sitting in committees for public safety that just have not moved, education bills that have been outdated that has not moved, showing people how to grow through the ranks in policy, having a succession plan. We have not had a plan in place for our young people to feel like they're a part of the city and a part of the fabric in a very long time. And for me, I'm not the person that's maybe I'm not the person that's going to go all the way, but I'm hoping to spark that young person who will. I'm hoping to spark the flame in somebody who says, you know what, I'm going to learn some new skills. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get mentorship, and I want to become the next mayor or the next Eleanor Holmes Norton in our city.
And I saw you in a photo with Trayvon Martin, so that reminds me of that young person.
Trayvon White?
I mean,
Trayvon White.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. I actually
dug
got
up Trayvon and
you
made
know,
him
we
in the
actually
photo.
did a big fundraiser for Trayvon Martin back when the situation happened. So rest in peace, and thank you to Sabrina Fulton and his dad for
Super
all the
strong
advocacy.
family. Super
Right.
strong
I
family.
apologize,
But
that's
Trayvon
another-
White.
We knew what you
Yeah, I
meant.
know.
So that's the homie as well. Trayvon,
Yeah,
we covered.
exactly.
Hey, when I tell you he is
Shout out
like,
to Councilmember
he
White.
goes so hard. We
Every
haven't been
day.
able to get him on the show because it's been so much unfortunate murders in Ward 8 lately. We
It's
got
so
to
bad.
stop this. Pants up, pistols down. That's my new movement. We
Yeah.
gotta stop this buffoonery, man. We killing each other at an alarming rate, and it's right back in full swing again. So he has had his hands full.
He's one of those people
you know?
that I definitely will have to credit him for us seeing what was possible in the political realm. I don't think, before he, and even his advocacy, we were all just banking on him to go and, be the person and be the thing. And the rest of us are going to just mind our business and not be involved and just, cheer him on in the way. And I think that what he did, he that prime example of sparking a flame.
Yeah.
I think he sparked a flame in so many of us that right now are today ANCs are in the community and around the city. And so definitely shout out to Councilmember
Shout out to
Trayvon
him,
White.
yes.
Definitely.
Thank you for kind of paving that way and showing us what was possible.
And not only that, the young kids are looking up to him like, oh, it's cool to do this.
Yeah.
You know, he's still,
You don't have to dribble a ball. You don't have to be a rapper. You can still make it.
I still dribble balls,
You
though.
can
I
do-
still, every now and then, I'm still going, one-on-one. I still take you out on the court. Yes, I'm very competitive in all things sports.
Yay. All right then.
Before we get too far, for one, I want to know what even got you involved in politics. But from a personal standpoint, who the hell do we contact about these potholes tearing up my cars and stuff like that? And I need to know. I need some money back or something because I'm busting rims and tearing up stuff. And then I want to know the second part to it is if I'm getting these tickets every Tuesday, where's the money going? Like $97 million was collected last year for tickets. And the streets are the worst that I've ever seen.
Ever.
Except when
life.
the president has to be wheeled down there, and, for a funeral. They will pave that whole way, move the homeless people out the way, and it looks
So who
nice.
do we get in touch? How do we fix this? Like, how do we fix it?
Having this, utilizing your platform like this, I want to thank you guys for utilizing your platform because there are several campaigns around ticket advocacy and street reform and community reform. I was just talking to my colleague on the way over here about repaving streets and working with DDOT and how DDOT has, money for bike lanes, but we can't get the streets repaved.
Woo! Forgot about the bike lanes.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
right
we've been very transparent about taking these issues directly on. Risk management is designed to reimburse you for areas if you've had to pay money to get out of your pocket, which I have had to pay money for ticket being my car tires being bursted driving in the city.
So you get in touch with it? Who is it?
So no, they have no. Risk management has not reimbursed me yet, which is the problem.
Okay.
So that's the part of the problem with oversight is that's what they're supposed to be doing in issues of that matter.
Gotcha.
And you can also contact your local ANC. And I believe the website is ancfinder.dc.org, or you can just go to the Board of Elections and look up your address, and it'll let you know who's.
Hey, I didn't know some of this
we
stuff.
want to hold them accountable, so we want to make
let
sure
you
you
know.
guys stay accountable. So
that's what the state committee is
want.
about. So support our state committee. It's Dems for Action. If you look up hashtag Dems for Action.
Dems for Action.
DEMS. The number 4. Action.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Dems for Action.
And then I use Action We Need, hashtag Action We Need, and you'll see there's about
So much
40
stuff
of us, absolutely, that are out here working, around our full-time jobs to create a community in a city that's livable for all of us.
Yes.
And so definitely look for us on the polls. We're all the way down the ballot when you go to vote this election season. Don't forget, vote all the way down ballot, Dems for Action, all throughout the city.
Dems for Action.
So
Dems for Action.
So for anyone listening who wants more information about you or how to get more involved in the community in DC, how can they get connected with you on your social media or however else?
I'm on all social media platforms at Commissioner Crawford. Our campaign moved to Crawford at Large, and that's Crawford, CRAWFORD at large. And then my email crawfordatlarge@gmail.com, but mostly social media has been a great way to connect and expand. And so many people have gotten engaged with our campaign, and they're just as kind of excited, but really kind of unknown. There's unknown parts to this process that I've been learning, and I just want to thank our friends like Justin and Eminent Management who just believed in what we were doing, even though kind of taking that step when you can't see the full staircase.
Right.
Wow.
That's what we've been really doing is kind of walking on blind faith along this process, not having all the answers, being transparent about not having all the answers, but very inclusive to people who want to take this walk with us to be engaged in the process.
I love it.
I like you because you like fly and smart.
Yes, I know. I love it. Right?
And we need more of you. We need to be more present in politics for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Angela Rye too. Man,
somebody
she
just
goes so
emailed
hard
me
in the
about
paint.
her. She does.
Man, I love her.
Now,
I've met her
if I
before,
can get
actually.
her on the show.
Okay,
She might actually be here for this event.
Hashtag, let's get her on the show.
And see
Yeah, we got to get her because that's that energy that you give. It's that from the heart type of energy that we need, where people not always getting paid to do something, but they see the need and feel it.
Yes, exactly.
So salute to you for being that person in our community,
so much.
and hopefully it'll grow
just
bigger.
one of them, because there's a larger puzzle, and I hope that I can speak on behalf of my colleagues that are doing amazing work behind the scenes. Some of them never come full for to conferences or interviews like this, but they're doing equally as amazing work. So thank you.
Shout out to all of them.
you.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah,
you.
shout out to everybody who's out there in the trenches.
We're gonna
Yeah.
turn
And
this
not
around.
just talking about it, but they're in the
Absolutely.
trenches being
Yes,
the
we
people's
are.
champ.
That's
And
right.
so we want to definitely shine the spotlight. We're going to keep an eye on your movement as well.
Yes,
Make sure we
thank
keep
you.
the light on your movement.
And anything that
And,
you're out there doing in the community and you want spotlight
Yes.
out over the city out there to represent, let us know.
And
We
we'll
in
are
the
right
building.
there.
Yeah,
We
in the
are-
building.
we are
So that's
there.
why we call ourselves the People's Champ as well.
That's right.
I
We
love
say
it.
we the People's
Streets.
Champ of media because we don't just sit on this platform. We go
Yeah,
out
we
in the
go
street.
out there.
That's why we were at Trayon White's event.
We sure
covered
were.
it.
We
and
covered
we shot
it.
it. And so, yeah, that's
Let
what
us
we
know.
do. So
Okay.
thank you
We're
again
happy.
for coming on.
Thank you
and
so
being a part of
much.
Spotlight
And
on
let
the City.
Oprah know I can't make it to the dinner tonight. But you know,
Oh, okay,
next
you had
time.
an invite, babe.
Well, not really, but
You was strong on and I got
I
you.
was.
You
I
gonna
was
bust
gonna
up
be.
in this
Yeah, I
joint.
was gonna be
Okay.
like Debo. But I gotta finish working.
I'll
so.
tell her Oprah, so I'll hashtag her too, and, you
Yeah.
know, and hopefully I'll run into Stedman while I'm there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for
guys.
joining us, and you're
Fortify
welcome to come back
and smart and
anytime.
fierce
I'm
and
looking
just-
forward to it.
Anytime.
And you
have-
guys are welcome to the polls. Don't forget June 19th.
June 19th.
Day.
June
Gotta
June
vote,
19th. Make sure you go vote.
19th.
And make sure
Vote,
that we hold
vote.
people's feet to the fire who's not being accountable. So
That's
we
right.
got to make them accountable by
Yep.
getting in the trenches.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so that's what we'll do. We'll be right back out of this commercial, and we have our next guest. Spotlight on the
Yes, we
City.
about to get lit.
lit.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put
Welcome back to Spotlight of the City. Got another +1.
I think you guys are talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm somebody's +1, honey.
That's right. +1 in the building. The producer Stewart in the building. That would be you.
Welcome to Spotlight Over the
AKA
City.
tearing up the Wendy Williams show.
Oh, honey,
Okay.
I was cutting up. I'm always cutting up everywhere I go, honey. I'm
Wait a
always
minute.
cutting up.
Wait a minute.
Life is my runway.
Before we go any further, let's see this clip.
Let's see it.
Let's go to the
See
let's
this?
go to the
Okay, we gonna
videotape.
run this video.
Wendy, don't look him directly in the eyes. Don't look him directly in the eyes, Wendy. Thanks so much I got for DC. Don't look him in the eyeball. Sit back down, DC.
Early in the show.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
with the dancer himself. You already know.
Y'all
Give it
saw
up.
that clip
Yes.
from Wendy Williams. Wow.
Okay, wait till you see the clip
So
of Spotlight
Terry,
Over
so
the
Terry
City.
said that she's gonna challenge you to a Vogue off.
Oh, girl.
That's what she said.
Yes.
I don't know. These
So, I
knees,
don't know.
these knees kind of retired after that.
They
you know,
did.
when you get
After
3 million
you went
views,
back like
you hang
that.
up the crown. You're like, here you
Got
go.
3 million?
3 million
Over
views?
3 million in like 24 hours to 48 hours, something like that.
Wow.
He's famous.
Well, I ain't
It
been
was
practicing
crazy
for nothing. I've been practicing.
I
so.
uploaded that in a taxi on the way back to my hotel after the show.
Wow.
And as soon as I uploaded it, I got a couple of thousand views on my thing, and then Shade Room picked it up, and then all these other blogs.
that's
just-
it.
Oh yeah.
Then
that
it
was
went
it.
crazy.
And it just went crazy, but that was my second time going viral. And within a month or two, because my mom went viral in December because I posted a video of her fainting in my living room because I bought a Pat Benatar tickets. And we ended up meeting Pat Benatar. She signed on my vinyls. Her lovely daughter didn't come to the concert, but she ended up connecting us, and we met her. And my stepdad took pictures with Pat Benatar. So
And your mom fainted, and that
my
went
mom
viral.
fainted, and that went viral.
Your mom on the floor,
Yes,
and that
I got her
went viral.
tickets to, because backstory is she put me out when I was 18, and I took all the CDs that I love to listen to, all the 80s pop CDs, and Pat Benatar was one of them. So still to this day, she says, you took my Pat Benatar CD. So I was like, all right, cool. What I'm going to do is get you Christmas tickets, and I didn't tell her that. And so when she came over to my house for the first time, I gave her the tickets. It was her last Christmas gift she opened, and she just fainted, and my stepdad was like,
So she literally fainted.
Yeah.
Oh,
And of course, I'm like
was
this
watching live.
in her face, like, and she hates the internet. She doesn't have Facebook, Twitter, or anything.
Right.
And so we're in the casino after the video, after I posted the video.
Oh, she
and
famous now.
my dad got a phone call, and he's like, one of my friends just called me and told me, like, I'm on the internet. And that, like, I was like, yeah, you're like over 1 million views. Don't worry about it. Like, we're in the casino
Not a
drinking.
million
Like, don't worry about it,
views?
Dad. Don't worry about it.
1 million views.
Oh, your
And she
mama
doesn't
on
even
the
be on
floor.
social media.
No, and so that happened in December. And next thing you know, God blessed me with this Wendy situation, and I went in and slayed it, and yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that Wendy situation real quick.
How did you even
Because
get
when
the
you watch the
opportunity?
clip, that's what I want to know. Like, how did it present itself, and what made you just bust out like
bust it
Well,
down.
you know, when God gives you opportunity and you
better
grab
take
it,
it.
Open the door,
and
you
you
walk
open
in.
the door and
Better take it.
you slay him in. You
Slay it in.
Shawam in. No, what happens is if you ever go to her show, it's one big party. And so from the time you get there to the time you get in the studio and they sit you down, there's a DJ, there's a hype man. Before she gets out there, like, you're being like prepped and ready and, you know, just amped up for her to come out.
Okay.
Because they want you to be on. They want you to be popping.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the DJ, if you hear him, he calls me DC. And because I said to him earlier in the show that DC, like, that's where I was from. Next thing you know, he called me out in the crowd and he called me to dance. And they were playing Donna Summer. And as soon as I got on the floor, he switched it to Vogue. I don't know how he ended up knowing my spirit, but that was God talking to him too. And next thing you know, I was in there cutting up. And it was during a commercial break. So mind you, this was not on television.
Wow.
But because
Wow.
technology has advanced and social media is the new TV now.
Okay.
So over 3 million and counting have
better
viewed me
say it.
cutting up on Wendy Williams.
Yes, and it was fabulous.
Thank
you hear
you.
me?
Thank you. Stan,
yes.
you got some moves like that?
I don't.
No.
I do have a
No.
two-step. This
Let me see this two-step.
I'm a
Two-step.
Yeah.
A two-step.
Let me
me
see it.
two-step.
Let him see it. Let him see that whack
I'm gonna
two-step.
get up and bust
Is that
it
the
down.
two-step how he got you, girl?
That's exactly
No.
how I got it.
He got you.
I
with
hit
the-
it with the two-step.
He hit you with the stroke. You just like,
You know what? To be
That
honest,
two-step.
Yeah.
we met on Facebook. So I didn't see a two-step or anything. We met on social media. So
yeah, she was stalking me on Facebook. She was on my inbox.
Okay, so who poked who first?
She poked me first.
Ooh. Oh, so you aggressive.
That part is
Sometimes
true.
in life you gotta be aggressive, girl. Go after what you want.
That part is true.
She poked and winked and everything. She sent some pictures of her panties. She
Fake news. He's lying.
She said hashtag fake news.
Hashtag fake news.
But you know it's not fake news, Miss Crawford. Can you turn to the right?
Oh, wait a minute now.
Did you help this with this setup?
We got some roses in the building. What is the occasion?
Sorry, I had a little setup for her, you know. Okay. You know, me and her know each other.
Oh,
yeah. We met at Howard Theater and I was cocktailed out. We have to talk about that, but we had a great time. We met. And,
so is it just because
this table is on
was it
camera,
her birthday?
right?
I know now.
Yeah, you on camera.
You're on camera.
She's speechless. She's speechless.
He's speechless.
Boom.
That's good.
Boom.
She's got some roses just floating
Well,
down the
let
door,
me get
so.
fly and smart.
Okay.
Stuart, you know what, Stuart? I got you.
Okay, girl.
I got you. Stuart just set me up. I got you.
In a good way, though, right?
All
In
the
a
way.
good way, right?
You ain't mad at me, right?
For a picture. He said, turn around and look. I saw the camera. I'm like, good.
And there's a photo of
But
all.
I wanted to say thank you guys for inviting me to this show because a couple of weeks ago, Media Prince was here, and I literally was randomly scrolling through the Instagram live videos, and he popped up, and you know that's my homeboy. He did a profile on me back when I was over at Channel 7, and I had just became a producer, and he, I guess, just saw my error, just saw the things that I was doing, and I guess watching me on the gram.
Saw your fabulousness.
And, he did a profile on me, and I was just like, okay, cool, like. We've been friends ever since, and next thing you know,
about the producer part.
Okay.
You do have other talents
here.
here.
Right? We know you can vote.
I'm a woman of many talents.
We know you sat down with Whitney
know you
Williams.
can vote.
But let's get over here to this producer.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Like how does that come about? Like you said, you started out. I mean, you've been in this industry for about what, 8 years?
Yeah, 8 years. I graduated from college 2010. I'm
University
30
of
years.
Maryland,
I
Eastern
just
Shore,
turned
right?
30 years old. I don't know how I still feel
You
about
the big
that.
three?
Still,
Oh,
yes.
the
I
dirty
still look
30.
good. I still look like I'm 20
You
something.
still a baby.
You really do. You're still a baby.
Stuff ain't started shrinking yet, so we good.
Yeah. You
Black
good.
don't crack, baby.
It doesn't.
It don't crack.
They call me the old young boy. So I'm 50, but I'm still, everything still
works.
Who calls you that,
still
baby?
strong.
Who called you young?
The old young boy?
Who calls you young, baby?
Call me
She's
that.
throwing shade at you, Stan. So I want you to know.
No.
Stan said everything's still strong, girl. So
Everything's
we
strong.
everything's
Is
still
strong,
strong.
babe? Is everything still
Well,
strong?
I can't lie, yes.
Yes, Stan. You better still be hitting it.
But I don't know about all that young stuff. He telling
Right.
me, I'm not. What you told me the other day, baby? I'm not a machine. I told you I was gonna put you out there, didn't I? Look at him.
I think you was on drugs. You was on something that day, babe.
I put him out there, didn't I?
She did something
Baby,
extra. She
I'm
did.
not a
One good day.
machine.
She had one good day. One good day.
Back to the producer, Stewart.
So I started out.
Anyway.
I started out as a production assistant over at Channel 7. Actually, to go back, I went to University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Started out when I graduated. I became a reporter for LGBT magazine in DC here called the Metro Weekly. They gave me my own series. I wrote some articles and stuff like that. And I wanted more serious newsroom experience to build my resume. So I ended up becoming a production assistant at Channel 7.
Okay.
And I worked there, and I became Julie Wright's producer for Traffic. And then on the side, I was kind of still booking guests, and they developed this morning show called Good Morning Washington. And next thing you know, I was producing the segment producer for that show, and I was doing such a great job, and people were talking about me. And you never know who's watching you. You just gotta do your work,
Just do
your
the
work,
Never know.
and grind, and you never know who's watching you. So a couple of coworkers from Channel 7 had already left and went. Some with the 5, some with the 4, and whatever. And I was being talked about at Channel 5, and I didn't even know.
In a good way.
In a good
Apparently.
way. And next thing you know, we kind of had some conversation. Things happened. God moved, and so did my check. And next thing you know,
Yes, get them coins.
One time for the bag. One time for the bag.
I went over
Right.
to Channel 5, and I've been there for 2 years. As of like maybe 2 weeks ago.
check.
Yeah.
So you
Good for
produce
you.
what on it?
I produce segments. So anytime you see in the morning, you see guests and you see people coming on and talk about XYZ or cooking or rappers or singers or dancers or just any actors or anything like that.
Spotlight over the
Spotlight
city,
over the city.
you
Anybody
know.
coming through. Sharice has been on there a couple of times, you know. So I connect with people via. I use all platforms. Instagram. I hate using Facebook to book segments, but I do it. Google. People reach out to me. I reach out to people. people, different stories. I'm looking at Washington Post. I'm looking at Washingtonian. I'm like, scrolling through Twitter, and then like I'm scrolling through Instagram. Like I'm looking at feeds. I'm looking at people and adding people, and if they can add value to the show, I can put a spotlight on them.
Yeah,
I can. Like one of my friends was just in the new show Pose on FX. Didn't know. Scrolling through scrolling through Instagram, saw his pictures from the set. Screenshotted them, sent to him like, "I'm gonna curse you out. You did not tell me you was on the show." Next thing you know, he was voguing on my show.
On your
the
show.
Next day. And he was in Pose.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it goes and what it is. And I talked to my executive producers about like what segments will work, what segments won't work, because everything's not, how should I put it? Everything's not like TV ready or ready to go on, or it may sound like a great idea, but what visuals are you gonna add? What what are we gonna learn? From
what
it?
Is your audience see?
Right? What does your audience see? We got a target audience. We got things we need to make sure we have video, pictures, graphics, a great guest that's gonna seem engaging,
like yourself.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, Stan.
That's right.
So I got a great idea.
He a good
It
man.
just hit me. It just came like a ship landed. And it's
Ship landed.
Spaceship. But anyway,
spaceship.
This is what happened.
Spaceship.
Hopped in my mind. I'm dead serious. Spotlight over the city segment. It just comes on. We feed these guests to you, and they be bomb. And it's a spotlight over the city segment because it's for DC and it's for the inner city, and it's something good going on, and we spotlight it, and you call it the spotlight over the city segment.
Oh, babe, you are.
He is thinking.
Look at this.
You see that?
Look at it.
It's cooking.
Look at
It's
it.
cooking.
Look at it.
For a small fee. But yes. I
small
figure that's what we
fee.
should do.
But
so
yes,
anyway, yes.
So yeah, that's how it happened, and I've been there, and I enjoy what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm blessed to wake up every day to go to a job that I enjoy. Every job isn't perfect, but you walk in, and if it's something you love to do, and especially because you went to college and you have that degree, and you're using that degree, that is a blessing.
That's
you don't know
major.
how many college graduates graduated from, how many college graduates aren't using the degree that they went to school into right now. So
I know.
every day I wake up and I walk in that newsroom, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what's going on, whatever drama's behind me or whatever it is, I am blessed.
So
Yes,
tell
you
Allison
are.
Seymour that
That's his
I'm
girlfriend.
still
Wait, why I gotta tell her?
Tell her
you
I'm
right here.
still-
You tell her.
Allison, I'm still crushing on you. You already know.
You gonna let
Mark
him do
Clark,
that?
are you
Well,
listening?
let him do that, girl.
I crush on
Well,
her.
that's my TV
Hey,
crush.
Mark.
on her too.
That's my TV
Oh,
crush.
okay.
That's our TV crush.
Yeah.
Right? So shout out to you, Allison.
too. Well, Mark can join
and also
in then.
Mark, listen, we shout out to you too, Mark. But
can join
Allison,
in.
Oh, Mark Clark, y'all can all join.
she thinks she's a jewel. We think Allison's a jewel over there.
Allison
Pop.
is a jewel. You know what? Allison
is.
has taken me under her wing. She is my TV mom.
Yeah.
I'm her TV son, and like we feed off of each other. Like if I'm going through something or want to talk to her, she's been in the industry for so long.
Right.
Yeah,
And
she's
I
a
enjoy
vet.
having people like that. Like I enjoy having people who are older than me and are more experienced than me in this game that I'm in. No matter if it being radio or TV, we're connecting. We're talking about different experiences we're having. They're helping me grow. And sometimes I have I have to say that I'm so mature sometimes, and I have like a great outlook that sometimes I'm giving them advice.
And that's how it
You
works
always
sometimes.
learn from other different people about.
That's right.
You're right.
Gotcha.
That's how it works sometimes. You don't always have to be getting advice from older people. Sometimes the youthful people can
Right.
give us advice.
Because times
well, not
have
us,
changed.
older
Have
people.
changed.
Times have
Exactly.
I'm
changed.
not saying
Big
I'm the
time.
older.
But I just wanted to shout you out, Boo.
You did?
Because you told me, what did you say before we started that segment?
I said he is always slayed, and so I had to get dolled up because I wanted
I
him
take
to
notes.
see that I know how to, do a little something. And then when he starts seeing that I need him to slay me, he will be like, "Yes, girl, I
Yes,
got
girl.
you."
So I love makeup. I'm a makeup lover. Like I love it. And so a lot of people are like, you need to get on Instagram. You need to get on
Yes,
YouTube and
you
do
do.
these
Yeah.
videos and show people how to do it. And
Yes, you do.
I didn't think that I had something to offer.
I'll be
Until
your
somebody
demo.
pulled me inside and was like, no, Jesse, you
Yes.
really need to do
Yeah.
this. So you know what I did? I just started doing more Instagram live videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started doing more Insta Snaps. And the Insta Snaps, I pull them down sometimes, and you'll see like how I edit them myself, and I put them in the video, and I just put them out there, and hopefully it helps somebody, hopefully it inspires somebody to help get their beat together.
Yes,
you know?
I be watching, I be paying attention, I be trying. But
Are you learning? But are you learning?
I just need you to do it for me one time.
So you know what? No, people getting spoiled out here.
You see that?
People getting
Just
spoiled
that
out
quick.
here.
You see how she flipped it on
Do
you?
it for me one time.
I do my own. I do
it
my
for me
own.
one time,
And I've
for
been
one
wearing makeup
time.
since I was like 13, 14 years old.
And you
Okay.
do it yourself.
Yes, I do it myself. And I always done it
Maybelline,
myself.
baby, back in
Maybelline
the day.
Super Stay
Slay.
right here. And I got a MAC skin finish powder on the top of it. And that skin is, oh, honey.
Yes.
So
slay.
before y'all
Look at
get too
it.
far into y'all
What about
slaying,
the
I want you to give out the rest of your information, everything that's going on, because we run out of time.
Oh,
And I want you to surprise them with the bust down. Like, y'all supposed to vogue it out.
I'll do it.
Do a vogue.
I'll do it.
Well,
we ain't got but 2 minutes. We need him to do it.
Come on.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Oh, you want to vote?
Yeah, we
before we vote, I got to get my information
Yes,
out.
let's get
Okay,
it.
so I am Justin Prince Stewart on Facebook. I am at producer_Stewart on Instagram, and just producer Stewart on Instagram on Twitter. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So any other information you want to give out? Anything coming up that you want to announce?
Okay, I'm gonna break it to y'all. This is the first show that I'm doing.
Break it down.
Drum roll, please.
Special announcement.
Here we go.
Announcement.
July 14, 2018. I will be the co-host of Miss Earth 2018.
Oh my God!
Y'all heard it first on Spotlight Over the City, baby.
Yeah.
Miss Earth 2018.
Miss Earth 2018. The flyers are coming
Producer
out.
Stewart.
I already got all the stuff, so yeah.
And then
I'm co-hosting the pageant.
Hey, it's going down. So on that note, you guys, you heard the information. Thank you for coming on the show. We love it. The energy is amazing, and we're gonna shut it down.
You guys are amazing.
With the Vogue.
We're gonna do a
Vogue off going out the door.
Let's vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can't do it from
stage.
here.
Come on,
Oh,
y'all.
we gotta go to the stage. Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh my God. You
I
about to
ain't
vote? Stage.
voguing. I ain't voguing.
I ain't got the Vogue. I'm gonna be the judge.
I'm getting ready to turn y'all around so y'all can see them vogue.
Jacob, you got the.
Use that commercial. Oh, yeah, the camera right there.
I need a beat.
Let's do it.
You gotta keep your heels on, girl.
Oh Lord, look at this.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We gotta get out of here. But on that note, we shutting it down. Don't ever forget, love hard, live good, God first. Spotlight Over the City.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they